What up? What up? What up? This is Frank, Everything Black. Glad to have y'all tonight. I want to talk about a subject where the media is together with whatever state or city in the United States. They get together when Black people fight back. When somebody is a white supremacist is trying to pick on or mess with Black people, and it doesn't turn out the way they feel it should turn out. The white supremacists are used to dominating Black people. So when they can't dominate Black people, they make up all kind of, they cause all kind of misinformation. They give you half the story. So that if you don't know the whole story, you don't know why this is happening. And usually they'll give the misinformation to their culture, their race, to their people, so that you can take their side of the argument. The white supremacy works both sides, though. Thanks to Neely Fuller letting us know that, informing us of that. So I just want to show how they would take a simple fight. You'll find out that the white supremacist is right by start to fight. And then become the victim because he get his ass whooped. Him and his old lady get the ass by the Black people. So now all of a sudden they the victims. When you start something, you're a bully. It's everything. You should be the one to go to jail because you started. Not the people who was, from what everybody understand, they were trying to give him a pass. They was gonna let the guy come out the bar or club. They was gonna give him a pass. He was drunk. They knew he was drunk, or he had been drinking. He was talking crazy. So you know how you see somebody come out the club and they talking crazy. That's a go home, But when sucker comes to you to bully you, his hands on you, that's a different subject right there. Now he's affecting your abilities to leave or go home or cause you harm. Now he's about to assault you. Now it's big trouble. Now that's where you cross the line at white supremacy. When you come to a Black person, you think you can put their ass, or you think you can put your hands on them, and they retaliate. This is what happened. And white people used to Black people not retaliating. It happened in Dallas. They put their hand on their little brother. The little brother retaliated. You just don't know how somebody's gonna retaliate, or how somebody's gonna to defend themselves. In our case, when a white supremacist took the Black person is only defending himself. Now you can't tell a Black person how to react and how far to go with it. Because once you put your hands on a person, that's a whole different story out there. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with this. And I'm gonna show you how the media turns somebody who starts a fight into a victim. And then they go after, if that person is black, they go after that person because black people are not supposed to defend themselves against white people. So check it out. Fair use YouTube, Facebook, Fox News. It's educational purpose only. This is used for educational purposes only.
Police releasing the names of 2 suspects who were arrested today. Others, they don't know where they are. 34-year-old Monte-year-old Dekira Vernon, both charged with felonious assault and aggravated rioting. Look, this I warn you, it's graphic.
Dang it, man. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, I don't know what happened, y'all, but something happened. Anyway, I got to start and I had to go find another video for this. But anyway, let's go and get started. Turn the music down a little bit. Oh, here we go.
This is very tough to watch. I got to warn you. In Cincinnati. In Cincinnati over the weekend, the police say 5 suspects are facing charges.
First of all, they only show you the fight afterwards. You know, they get their crowd or their group or their culture. They show you the fight afterwards, like in the middle of a fight. They don't show you the beginning. They show you where all the black people are jumping on this one white guy and this one white lady. Okay. This is the part they show their culture, their white friends. They show them this part where they see black people just all of a sudden start jumping on a white person. They don't show you the context. They don't show you the beginning of the video. They don't show you the beginning of what happened. They show you the middle part. So now they can go in and call us thugs and crazy people, gorillas, and you know, tyrants. They can call us thugs. This is the favorite word they use. Now watch as she explains this video. See how how graphic it is, how unhumane this is. You know, they don't tell you what the dude was saying to the black people in the area, and that he actually hit somebody. They don't show that part. They show you the part where the black people is getting down and getting busy. They don't show you why.
Asking others to turn themselves in. Then a woman who tried to defend him also was punched and knocked out cold by a young man on the street. And as I said before, one person called 911 in this whole crowd. They're all too concerned about getting this whole thing on video so they can post it on their stupid phones. National correspondent Brian Yanis reports live here.
Now, if this was a white person, or if this was a bunch of white people beating down a black person, they would have broke up the fight, either arrested the white people, but eventually the white person would have been able to go free, no charges, or he would have been free until court date. Okay? If this would have been, in some instances they wouldn't even got arrested. It would have been like a misunderstanding. But when it comes to us, and when we actually win the fight, when we actually take care of business, all of a sudden we're gonna get media like this.
Here in New York. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Martha. Well, we just got disturbing new video with a different angle of this vicious attack that unfolded at 3 a.m. on Saturday in Cincinnati. It
Notice the word vicious attack.
appears to show a verbal confrontation. Then you see a white man in a white shirt and the brawl ensues. The white man is punched and kicked repeatedly by.
Now, if you notice, they seen, and it seems that like the black guy started it, but they don't show the beginning of the video. They show after the black guy hits the white guy to get their audience on their side and to stir the narrative, to create the narrative the way they want to get us as black people to say, oh man, them brothers out there jumping on white people, acting a fool like that. That's what they want us to say. And that's what they want us to see so that we can say that. And then they'll get the white people on the same boat saying, man, look at those black people out there acting a fool. The streets are unsafe. We got to get more police out there. We got to get something done to keep these niggers at bay. To keep them in control, we need more police out. We need more laws to keep these people at bay because they out here jumping on us. Okay, this is what they want you to see and believe. And they want the black people to say, "Look at them Negroes out there acting a fool. Can't even go nowhere and be cool and be safe and enjoy yourself." See, they work in both sides. Right, they show the beginning of the video. If they would have showed the beginning of the video, everybody would be like, oh, okay, we see why that happened. Okay. So here we go.
And getting beat up. Horrifically, another video shows a woman being knocked unconscious, blood on her face after she was sucker punched by a man. Incredibly difficult to watch. Police have not said how or why this brawl started. Cincinnati's police chief says alcohol.
And yeah, it played a part in it. But like I say, the white supremacist or the white person, not a white person, but a suspected white supremacist came out drinking, using the racial slurs to the black people. According to some people, he was a Russian, so he thought that he was in Russia or somewhere and he could do that to black people because I guess they do that to the Africans over there in Russia. Or to the blacks in Russia, but over here you can't do. In Cincinnati, okay. In the big cities, you can't do that, and especially if you got other black people around, this ain't gonna happen. And it's going to turn out the same way it turned out right here. But luckily, nobody got killed. But I am saying this is what they want their suspected white supremacists to see.
Played a significant role, characterized
Read
as
911 is because, yeah, what happened? That's why only one person called 911 because they knew that the whites the fight. This is your camera and shit start acting up. But I want to say this again: you cannot expect to get in somebody's face if you're a white person and you run up to a black person yelling all shit in their face. You cannot expect to figure out or think what's gonna happen. What's gonna happen is what just happened to that white lady. She got knocked out. And what happened to this white suspected racist? He got knocked out. Not just knocked out, but beat the hell to death. You can't go around black people talking crazy, especially using racial slurs. Cannot do that.
Administration's Department of Justice suggesting hate crime charges could be filed. Quote, our federal hate crimes laws apply to civil rights at DOJ.
Now, when you got white people calling niggers all kind of shit, that's hate crime. When you got white supremacists marching through town talking about and get rid of the niggas and all this type of shit, nigga that, nigga that. They don't mention hate crime. But as soon as a white person get their ass whooped calling Negroes, or using racial slurs, now they want to come up with the hate crime. And all of a sudden it's a hate crime. You see how they get together? You see how this works? And like I said, they only showed probably the middle part of the video. It wasn't even the beginning. But all of a sudden they get together. Oh, now we need more cops. Now we need more laws. Now we need to keep these Negroes in control because they're getting out of hand. And that solidifies them with more cops because they scare other white people by using this bullshit. They don't tell them the whole truth. They got to go with this narrative, right? They got to keep pushing until their society believe what they're saying. Then all of a sudden you have this animosity. They don't show the animosity. They're real nice. The white supremacists are real nice. But they create the most horrific laws and make it very difficult for black people to move around in the world. To go from one place to the other, they make it very difficult. Right? So you never hear of hate crimes until black people whoop ass. Until black people start defending themselves. That's when you hear the hate crimes. That's when you know this is racist, because if it was white people beating the shit out of black people, wouldn't nothing be done. They would have to force them to do something. Black people have to force them to do something. I mean, look at Breonna Taylor. But look at what happened to those officers. Nothing. A little slap on the wrist. They walked in and killed that woman for nothing. Butt naked. Nothing was done. So you wonder why black people don't trust you, why black people don't vote for you, why black people don't deal with you. Because you do shit like this. You show half the video. You get your group, your culture angry at the other culture, the white culture angry with the black culture. Now you got a problem on your hands. Now you need more police. Now you need more troops over something you started. So let me hear some more of these. I want to talk about some.
Monitor closely how local authorities handle this attack. Vice President J.D. Vance, who's from Ohio, reacting.
We have got to make great American cities safe again.
Now listen at that word. Great America. Safer for families. Great Americans. You think they're talking about black people? You think he's including black people in that great America? No, he don't even know what happened, but he's not going with the truth. It would have been better if he would have said, look, let's wait and see the tapes. Like they say, when we get our ass, when we get killed, they'll say, let's stop and let's sit back and see what really happened. Let's look at the tapes. He ain't monitoring shit. He's just saying, we got to do this. This is great America. You know what I'm saying? We got to do this for great America. Great America, he's talking about the white supremacist great America. The suspected white supremacist.
Families and children, if you want to take your wife or your children out for a meal, you shouldn't be worried about street violence.
And get to street violence in Black America.
The only way to destroy that street violence.
You want to be able to go to the restaurant, eat with your family. Now these dudes, I don't think they would eat with their family. And if they were, most Americans, white Americans, when they go out and eat and it's black people out, they don't nobody fool with them. Because we know the consequences of running up things. Most punishment for doing anything. They accuse them of something. We get the most punishment. Line. So since we're on the defensive side line, we have a right to take care of business if we need to. But listen at him how he's doing this. You should be able to go and take your family out and have a good meal without street. You see what he calls us? He didn't say niggers. Back in the day, they probably would say niggers. But now they got to be careful about how they present white supremacy. It's got to be in a nice package. Okay?
Take the thugs who engage in that violence and throw their asses in prison.
You hear that?
The 5 people have been charged. More are expected, but so far they have announced 0 arrests. So we'll see. Martha, 5 people have been charged. More are expected, but so far.
Worried about safety.
Y'all heard that. That was from the vice president. That was from the vice president. I didn't vote for him, and I didn't vote for him. That's from whoever voted for this. You see what he said? He said he called the street thugs. knock out your thugs, get these violent son bitches off the street and put them in jail. Now he don't know, and I don't know if he know the whole story or not, but I'm pretty sure he does now. And he's already telling that he's talking about black people. He's not talking about white people doing this. They use certain code words to make sure it implies black people. You dig what I'm saying? I just read a message about this Miss Richards. Miss Richardson had a little fight about the airport with a boyfriend. So I'll probably be talking about that later. But anyway, you see that he is describing black people in code. See, that's how the media works. They don't show the whole story. And the media is the reason why they went on and arrested those 2 black people so far. And they working on 5. But they has not. They made sure they got the blacks first. They have not arrested the guy who started the group. Him or his wife, they have not arrested them. They said, "Oh, we gonna get them." You see what I'm saying? You should have got them first. They started. And the police and the city, the state, everybody know that they started and know why it happened that way. You can't control how people react. You start something. All right, we got some more stuff to do here, so let's get off of this one. Hit the wrong button. Sorry, y'all. Okay, I think this is the one. This is another one, I believe. I just want to show y'all how the media works to accuse black people of stuff, and then they get the city, the state, the Fed involved in this. Check this out.
Brutally beat a man and a woman over the weekend. Today, 3 suspects appeared in court. No pleas were entered, and it's unclear if they were released on bond. They're expected back in court next week, and now the FBI is launching an investigation into this whole thing. One of the suspects, in fact, was already out on bond during the attack for a separate incident. He was indicted on multiple felony charges for a
So they get you in here, they convict you on TV. They look at your criminal past. They say, do these black people have any criminal history? Right? This is how they do. They don't call them black people. You know what they call them, N-words. Do these N-words have any criminal history? So they go, they look at, if you don't have any past history, criminal record, they might even go to a relative and say, hey, or a girlfriend, somebody you've seen, and find their criminal record and kind of pin that to you. Okay? They don't care how the fight got started. You don't touch white people. You don't touch white individuals or white constituents or white people. You know what I'm saying? This is the thing they want you to know. We don't care what they do to you. You don't touch them. See, that includes white police officers. So if they scare you enough, you'll be scared to defend yourself. They did this to black women in slavery. They had them so scared they didn't want their sons to defend themselves. They didn't want their children to defend themselves against them. So they kind of control things for a minute like that. But they don't know. You can tell a person not to be cool, but if you keep on and you continue, that person is going to get tired. And no matter how much the mother or another relative tell them not to fight, they're going to fight. They're going to be like, hell, I feel dead already, so go ahead, let's do this thing. See, once black people not fear death, then there's nothing you can do with them. If things are so bad that they communicate or, can I say, embrace death, then whatever you do doesn't matter. They are ready. So this is what they do to us. They find a criminal record on us. And no matter how bad we've been treated, they don't care about that part. They just want to know, well, this is a criminal. He's had criminal what I want to say. Slip my mind. They have criminal intentions. So we need to get rid of these type of people so that they don't harm us when we're out with our families. See? They don't want black people to even think about putting them in. No matter how bad the white person is to the black person. No matter how white culture is treated, done to black people, they don't want you to put your hands on them regardless to how they treat you. That's what it's basically saying. So as you can see, one of these people didn't even have a criminal record. I don't even know if this is true about him, but I think one of the victims, I'm saying victim, but they saying they're criminal, didn't even have a criminal record. I think his girlfriend had the criminal record, and it was about a gun that she had either stolen or had in the car with her that wasn't hers. Okay. So it was something like that. And they put his face right next to her face. As long as they got a black face up there, it don't matter. This is the thug. This is the criminal. You know what I'm saying? This is the picture that they want their white culture to see. So now the white culture is mad and angry at the black culture. Now we need more police, so they will do whatever they need. And then the police will be like, well, hell, we need protection against these criminals. So they'll give them immunity. See? So that they can do whatever they want to do to you. That's just so let me go find this other one. Y'all. Well, I think that's enough. I think I did a pretty good job showing how they do this. Let's go ahead and finish it a little more. Let me get a little more out of it.
Possession of a stolen firearm. Yet there he was at Jazz Fest. On Sucks commented on the video of the attack, writing, quote, "They begged for the beatdown. I'm grateful for the whole story." Look, we called her office.
I don't know what happened, but we're back. Sorry about that. I'm gonna go ahead and end the program. I don't want to be up all night trying to do a show. Anyway, thank y'all for joining me. This is Frank Blanton. Let me get some of my banners across the screen. This is what the show was about tonight. When we defend ourselves. I put define, I gotta respell that. Hold on, man. Let me change that right now. Glad I caught that, y'all. Okay, it should be the right ticker now. When we defend ourselves, we're called thugs. Yeah, that's the name of the show. This is my fair use. YouTube, Facebook, Fox News. This is my website, Cash App. If y'all want to support the show, you can do that. You can go to that Cash App. If you need tickets for a concert, you can put my name in there and go to goldentickets.com. Get you some tickets on me. Well, not on me, but you can get you some tickets in support of me. Thank you. This is my River Binge ranch steaks, where you can get steaks on. You can go there and put in my name and get you some nice steaks and beef with no additives on it. Real nice to eat. And you will be supporting me. Thank you. Anyway, this is Everything Black. Thank y'all for joining me. Have a nice night.